Hi, Dave. Hi, Surya. Welcome to Future Travel Experience in Dublin, albeit virtually. So I just wanted to maybe start with your brief introductions. We'll start with you, Surya.
Great. Myself, Surya. I've just joined Oman Air last year in August. I've been in airline for a very long time. I started my career with Singapore Tourism Board in marketing, and then I moved to Tiger Air, which is a LCC based out of Singapore, with an expanded portfolio with marketing, brand, ancillary, loyalty, co-brands, e-commerce, data alliances, and a lot of other things within commercial cluster. And then Tiger Air got merged with Scoot. I was a part of the merger team between Scoot and Tiger Air. And then after the merger, I took a regional role at Scoot, managing Southwest Asia and Middle East. And after that, I embarked on a startup airline journey in Saudi Arabia, which is Flyadeal. And then took care of e-commerce, customer data, media, ancillary, PSS, indirect distribution, payments, code shares, and a few other commercial portfolios. I was there for 6 years and built the entire Flyadeal digital direct airline proposition, where 95% of the sales come from mobile app and website, which is the only airline in Middle East to have that. And after that exciting journey, I've moved on to Oman Air as another exciting transformation assignment.
So your title in Oman is VP Hires Ancillary and Retailing, right?
Yeah, VP e-commerce, ancillary, and retailing. Yeah, I just joined 10 months ago. Unfortunately, I'm unable to join the event in person as something exciting is happening at Oman Air.
Okay, we'll look forward to hearing more about that in due course. Dave, if I can transfer over to you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah. So just in terms of my role, I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Branchspace. So I'm responsible for Triplake, which is our platform agnostic digital commerce platform for airlines that Branchspace has been building from the ground up. So my background has always been as a technologist. I've spent the last 10 years or so with Branchspace building Triplake since the first developer and first line of code. Prior to that, worked at companies such as EB2 International, Sabre, Mobile Travel Technologies. So yeah, I've been really closely involved in Branchspace's collaboration with Oman Air since it started back in early 2023, I believe. And from which point on, we have been progressively building and activating our suite of products for the Oman Air digital experience. And so today our solutions power Oman Air's both web storefronts and mobile app storefronts across a wide range of touchpoints and capabilities.
It's interesting. Your entire career, at least the last 15 years, seems to be very heavy focused on the digital customer experience. So you're going to be a useful addition to our panel, I think. So yeah, if I can go back to you, can you tell us a little bit about the goals you set when you joined Oman Air to recreate the digital customer experience?
So when I took over the role of VP e-commerce, ancillary, and retailing, the first challenge what I was facing coming from a digital direct airline is the entire booking flow from a user perspective has a lot of friction in it. So the immediate goal as a part of revamp is, 99% of the guests would like to have a seamless journey on booking, manage, and check-in. So if you take what weighs on the NPS score after the cabin experience is booking experience. So our goal for near term is to make sure that our direct channels are frictionless to sell and service our guests continuously.
Right. Did you think there were particular parts of it that were very hard and are you particularly proud of anything that you've achieved?
I will rephrase a statement from my chief commercial officer, Mike Rutter, when I joined on my first day, right? So this is like a first transformation assignment which I took in my career. So on my first day, he was saying revenue and costs are the certain things. Everything else is always vanity in transformation.
All right.
So keeping on to the same lines, done a lot of things in last 10 months at Oman Air, which translated to our direct channel growth of 80%. So that means our web and app share of bookings have grew by 80% in last 10 months. And our conversion rate on web and app has doubled, right? So that means it's a phenomenal thing which is improving our cost of acquisition overall and also building reliance on our direct channels.
So in a sense, it's a triple benefit, right? You're reducing your cost of acquisition, cost of distribution. You're increasing revenue because you're getting better conversion, better upsell, better attach, and you're probably improving the end-to-end customer experience as well. Now, it's not a vanity metric because that translates into revenue in the long term, right?
Yes. So that's why in transformation, cost and revenue are the only items which can drive the needle.
Yeah. Okay. And just as a interesting point on transformation, is it mostly a technology project, or are there also structural or cultural aspects, within the airline and the airline employees that you have to address?
Certainly. So there is always perception, people, and platform, right? And processes. So not just the platform will drive the change. First of all, we need to change the perception within the organization that, okay, we need to move to a direct sales model, right? So from a heavy indirect to a direct sales model. And you need to adequately equip the team to make sure that you are steadfast through the agenda of what you put forth. And certainly the platform where Branchspace come into picture, right? So we need to reinforce the platform end to end to make sure that it is capable of doing what you want to achieve, and the processes underlying within the organization to within the e-commerce and ancillary space to make sure that you are tying your perception to drive people and the platform and the processes to make sure that you move ahead with the agenda and achieve the objectives, right? So that's whatever we have achieved is phenomenal within a short period of time. It wouldn't have been done without the change of perception, change of right skill set and competence within the organization and the platform, as well as the processes which are binding all these things together.
All right. And if we go beyond, let's say, Oman Air and Branchspace customers, but to the airline industry more broadly, right? And all the airlines out there, the core question of our panel today will be, do you have to be a giant, one of the big three, one of the super carriers, to benefit from this digital transformation? Or can anyone do it, right? Can startup carriers do it? Can smaller carriers do it? But what's your views on that, Dave?
I think digital transformation requires a lot of focus and competency in several areas. How do you figure out how to drive really good quality traffic into your storefronts? Once you have that traffic, how do you make sure you convert and upsell that effectively? How do you subsequently incrementally stimulate retention? Now, look, I don't think anybody is denying a nice big marketing budget can help, certainly in terms of driving more traffic. But a lot can be done without that cost in terms of, really driving effective conversion and upsell.
Also an incremental business case. Sometimes you can make small steps that actually have a revenue and cost impact. So you don't have to get out the gate with everything complete. You're actually taking steps on a journey, right?
Exactly. And certainly as your business is transforming, the context with which you operate is changing. So I like that idea about incremental improvements. And I think a key part of that is being able to deeply understand your evolving customer traffic and being able to set up experimentation that leverages those insights to drive better digital experiences.
Okay, Surya, if I can ask you to have the final words here. Broadly, what are your plans for the next 3 years at Oman Air?
So I will answer that in two parts, right? One is more of a qualitative input, which is much more needed at airlines like Oman Air. The other one is more of a quantitative metric, right? So coming from a LCC and hybrid background, one of the key ingredient which is lacking is the agile mindset to think out of the box solutions, right? So most of the airlines similar to Oman Air with a similar technology stack always tries to build solutions within the proximity of the PSS, okay, technically, right? So the next leg of digital transformation or monetizing all your direct sales channel comes from ideating solutions beyond your PSS, right? So technology partners like Branchspace will help airlines into a fail fast, learn fast approach to master the game of retailing, because modern retailing starts with a mindset but not technology.
And it's most of the agility is outside the PSS. It's not inside the PSS. Yeah.
Correct. So that is something which we want to build in Oman, right? That has been started and translating into results. We want to keep up the pace of that mindset change of modern retailing so that we build maturity in modern retailing ahead of other airlines. On a quantitative metrics, certainly we want to have our direct channel growth with reliance of customer data somewhere around greater than 60% on web and app in next 3 years, right? And making sure that we have frictionless digital journeys for sales and servicing, where 98% everything on servicing will be on our direct channels. And the next would be seamless retailing of products across user flows. That means to an extent that you want to get plug and play merchandising model of Amazon, right? So that means you can able to plug and play any product across Amazon booking flow. So we want to have that kind of flexibility. And certainly there is a lot of buzz with AI. So I always feel that, AI is a catalyst, but you need to have your basics right.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Surya. Thank you very much, Dave. I'll see you on stage in just a minute. And now we'll transfer back to live in Dublin.